we're talking about some very exciting things going on at PRA and the retail space. Now, I noticed that one of the things that the PRA aims to do is to make the Philippines a premier shopping destination. Well, what's the rationale for that?
Well, you know, we have all the qualities to be a shopping destination.
Okay.
For one, we have very good service. Our people are very warm, they're very hospitable.
Right.
You know,
not like in the US, you deal with machines.
You see a lot of Filipinos, like if you go to Dubai, you see a lot of, you know, Filipino sales personnel, you know, assisting you. And it's very natural for Filipinos. It's innate in our character to be very warm, very caring, and, you know, service is our, you know, one of the key strengths of Filipinos, no? So that's one. And of course, we have all these different brands, you know, whether you call it international brands, all the top brands, high-end brands in the country, and of course our own products. No, we have a lot of products. It's just that there's no distinct identity for Filipinos. Like for example, the food. I was telling you earlier. No, like if you talk about Thai food, there's this distinct, you know, characteristic of the Thai food. No,
but if you think about Pad Thai, you know,
Pad Thai, it's
consistent.
Thai. Yeah, it's very consistent. But our adobo, there are different versions of adobo. You know, each region would have different, you know, versions of adobo. No, so we have to have that brand identity.
Okay.
I guess it's really about the brand identity, the marketing that I hope the current Secretary of Tourism is really pushing for. No, so I mean, Filipinos, we have a very good chance of being a shopping destination. That's why we are working, you know, with the government also. In fact, it has been approved by the President that we will provide VAT refund to, you know, to tourists. If they visit the Philippines and they shop at the Philippines, no, they would have VAT refund because we're the only country.
Is that approved already? Or?
Yeah, it has been approved already. No, it's just a matter of, you know, fine-tuning it, implementing the IRR and all this, no? Because we're the only country in Asia that do not offer VAT refund, no? So I guess, you know, people would really, if they find out that Philippines, you know, is offering this, definitely will be the next shopping destination in Asia, no?
Is there an initiative from the PRA or from maybe the government to bring you together with the Department of Tourism? Because this really has to fall under, you know,
in fact, our Vice Chairman, Mr. Bobby Claudius, really working at it. You know, he's working closely with the Department of Tourism and also with the Department of Trade as well.
Right.
And of course, Department of Finance.
Right. No, and interestingly, as we are doing this, of course, earlier, Secretary Frasco of the Department of Tourism was just doing a press conference in Malacanang and was talking about country branding.
Yes.
Is that something that will help you? Or?
Well, definitely. You know, I mentioned about the brand identity of the Philippines. No, I mean, we have so many, you know, so many good qualities. I mean, we mentioned about the strength of the Filipino, the service orientation level of the Filipinos. No, how service oriented we are. No, so I guess that's one plus factor that we have, apart from, of course, having good products, you know, and our people are very, you know, knowledgeable also in English. They can communicate well with, you know, with the tourists. No?
Right. They can haggle without. Well, what worries you? I know we've been talking about the good things. You know, one of the headwinds that, of course, we read a lot is inflation. Has that put a dampen on? Has that dampened consumer spending, retail shopping?
Well, yes, especially for basic, no, for basic commodities, it really affected that, no. Although during last year, I keep on saying, no, when you're building a house, you don't stop. You continue building it. You continue to finish it because definitely prices will never go down. Right. But of course, now that will. I mean, the Filipinos, how long can they take? I mean, up to how long can they take? No, there's still some uncertainties. Also, we've heard in the news also that the inflation has tapered down, but up to what level, you know? So we're still on the lookout for what's going to happen. Especially, I've mentioned about external pressures, no, not only here in the Philippines, but basically, you know, the war is still, you know, the war between Ukraine and Russia is still there.
That's also affecting the retail space here?
Well, yes, because
indirectly,
yeah, because of, you know,
Fuel prices, perhaps, yeah?
Prices of gasoline and everything is going up also, no. And lately we've been experienced in our retail stores, no. I mean, there will be intermittent power outages also, no. I don't know if it has something to do with the because we're so much dependent on oil, right? So I don't know if it's something to do with that, or it has something to do with the climate change, the weather also. That's one factor that has been affecting.
What about minimum wage? People have been talking about that. Is that something that concerns you? Because we've argued that it's better for the government to let businesses grow.
Yes,
right? But,
exactly. I mean,
because I guess this inflation is putting some pressure on politicians to explore populist.
I guess you have to make a balance also, no, right? We have to, depending on which sector you are into, no. So definitely, majority of our kababayans, they're really affected with inflation because it's really dependent on the basic needs like the food. Food is so expensive here in the Philippines, no. So I think that's one of the basic, I think we have to address that, no. We don't need to raise, we don't need to keep on raising salaries, but basically, I mean, enhance agriculture. I mean, provide the basic needs of the Filipinos, no, of the people. Like I've mentioned about food, no.
No, I really feel frustrated about that because I think people are making the wrong argument that businesses can afford it. I'm sure they can afford it.
Yeah, but up to what level?
Up to what level, and then something has to give. Does your expansion plan give? Diba? I mean, do you stop hiring?
And of course, you don't keep on increasing prices also because
that's right.
Up to
because
what point can the market take it?
The consumers can only
the consumers
absorb
can,
so much.
Yeah, exactly. No, so definitely, if there will be increase in salaries, definitely everything will increase also, right? So up to what level, no? So I guess what's important is for us to address the basic needs of especially those that are, in the lower end of the lower end.
Would you say that you are optimistic about 2023 and 2024, or are you worried?
I mean, I've always believed in the Philippines. I mean, we've proven it during the pandemic. No, the Filipinos are very, very resilient, very agile, I would say. So I guess, compared to our neighbors, we posted a good first quarter GDP, but of course not as expected, no?
Right.
So hopefully, but of course the challenge really for everybody, especially retail, no? I mean, it's the base effect. I mean, coming from a high base last year, no, because prior to last year, it was Delta era, right? So I mean, it was very low, and then everything ramped up in 2022. Even there's the challenge of the Omicron, but still, people really you call it the revenge shopping, the revenge travel is happening right now. No?
Now, when you say that you're optimistic, do you see more construction going on? I mean, based on your projections?
Yes, I would say that there's still, there's always the renovation market if times are really challenged, But I would say construction we still have a lot of backlog. And of course, the government's initiative of, private partnership and all this build. I think the current government also, the government of President Marcos is pushing also for the build, no? Continuing with the build of the previous administration, right?
Now, coming from the pandemic, of course, companies like ours, we decided not to go back to the face-to-face working arrangements. Has that affected the way or what people buy from Wilcon? Because in the past when they buy things for their home, they think of a different type of setup, right? But now some people are when they do renovations or they build a home, they take into consideration that there's a working space now at home. And are you sensing some changes in what people are buying, or is it still the same?
Well, what we've noticed is that many have reconfigured their spaces, their home spaces, no? So
to accommodate that home.
To accommodate that, I mentioned everything was centered, no? Like for example, we're now selling wellness products or gym equipments, no? We've seen a lot of middle class.
I bought one, by the way, but I only use it for 2 months.
Exactly. So we've seen a lot. They reconfigure their spaces. They want to, in preparation of what if there's a next one, no? So even the kitchen, they upgraded their kitchen. We've noticed also that when they shop, they look for sustainability products. They look for products that would have an impact on the environment.
That's interesting.
Sustainable products. Like, for example, you know, LED lighting fixtures, or even those water-saving fixtures, they're very in now, you know. Previously, we're having a hard time introducing it into the market. Even if we advocate that, oh, this will help you save water, help you save everything, you know, help you save power, if you use LED type of lights, no? But now, you know, people are very much aware. And sustainability is not just a buzzword for us retailer. It's our responsibility to make sure that whatever we do, the business practices that we do in operations and everything, it will have an impact in the society and in the environment.
That's very interesting. Now, in some of your previous interviews, I think I was watching the one that you did with Bloomberg a few years back. You said that Wilcon didn't really have a direct competitor, right? There are other companies that have some of the things that you carry, but there's nothing like Wilcon itself, you know?
There will be overlaps. Definitely, we have competition. I mean, we're competing with big and small players, just like the format that we have, no? So, I mean, there will be overlaps, but there's no really direct one because of the unique way that, I mean, the unique model that we, you know, that we initiated. I've mentioned about the evolution of our company, the evolution of Wilcon. And I guess with us, no, it's always trying to be step ahead, trying to innovate, trying to be better, trying to improve in the way we do things, you know. If you can, you know, visit our stores, what you see now would be different in the next 2-3 months, no? We keep on renovating and evolving, not just on the facilities, not just on the look or the, you know, the navigation, I mean, the path to purchase, but basically even on technology. We keep on improving in the way that, you know, that we can serve our customers, no?
And do you think that this is also the trend among your fellow members at the PRA?
Yes, definitely.
Because, I mean, the whole discussion started with making the Philippines a shopping destination, right?
And a lot of retailers really, you know, they're exerting efforts on how to be at par with international standards. In fact, if you see our malls here, they're even better than, you know, any of the malls that you see in other countries, no? And our retail, brick and mortar, still very strong, I would say, compared to other countries.
And of course, we have that strong base of Filipino consumers who love to shop. Who
love to shop, who love to visit the stores and, you know, check on the products up close, you know.
Well, very interesting discussion. We'll be right back with Rosemarie Bosch-Ong of Wilcon Depot. Please stay tuned.